Also,
no. More about gel coat.
When the fourth...
Don't you call in the... More importantly...
Well, Merry Christmas, Tutti Fruities, and anyone else who might be listening. TV Talkaholics Christmas 2020 edition. Woohoo!
I came upon a midnight clear, and a New Year's Eve clear, and the day after clear. It's pretty much an... Oh, you're recording. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were starting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm David Almeida.
Hi, David.
I'm a talkaholic.
Oh, that is unfortunate. You should seek help for that.
No, that's the brand of the show, and then you...
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Oh, God.
Hi, Matthew.
Aren't you supposed to say, like, you're special or something? Or is that a different meeting?
What?
I don't know.
I think that was when you were in grade school, and they told you were special and sent you to speech therapy, was it? Or...
I'm from before that generation when nobody was special.
You and me both. Well, I'm older than you, of course. We were, each generation behind us was labeled as less special.
Yeah, I got no participation trophies, not one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that would have been all that was on my wall for sports stuff.
Oh God, yeah, I didn't do any of that. Are you kidding me? That's why we can talk about TV and the facts of life and all this stuff, because we were given the gift of lack of physical ability and sportsmanship. But now we're going to move on to happier things. The year 2020. Okay, nope.
No.
The holidays, the holiday season.
Oh, David, do you remember as a child? Did you have the same experience I did? So excited waiting for Santa to come, and then the awkward silence when he got dressed.
Oh, that this is uncomfortable. Normally it's just like laughter. This is uncomfortable laughter, because I am one thing, for how inappropriate my sense of humor can be. I do not like combining Christmas and sexy. I think there is nothing less when you see, like, the hot dude in the Santa hat with the candy cane and...
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Santa baby, hurry down my chimney tonight. No,
gross.
It's a kid's holiday. There's nothing sexy about it, for me anyway.
I totally agree with Santa and sexy. That is not okay, which is why I can't watch that Kirk Douglas and Goldie Hawn Christmas special that's on Netflix.
Kirk Douglas and Goldie Hawn?
Yes, and Goldie Hawn. I've said it before. I will say it again. She plays Mrs. Claus, and I want to know what elf is in charge of plastic surgery, because I have never seen a more plastic Mrs. Claus since Shirley Booth played her in the Rankin and Bass claymation special.
Do you mean Kurt Russell and not Kirk Douglas? I think there's a couple of centuries.
What did I say?
You said Kirk Douglas.
Oh, Jesus. No, not that freak. No, isn't he dead?
He is. He's dead, yes. So in the spirit of Christmas, Matthew and I watched It Happened One Christmas. The wonderful 1977 TV movie remake of It's a Wonderful Life. Hopefully you may have watched it already on Amazon Prime Video. That is where we watched it. And it was certainly a movie, wasn't it?
I wasn't mad at this.
No.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to make fun of. I didn't take notes for some reason. I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
No, that's good.
Hopefully I will say this before I say anything else. I will not have a bad word said about Marlo Thomas. I will not have one bad word said. She is a goddess, and everything she does is correct. She is the original woke woman, and I am here for her.
You know what? I will not disagree with you one bit. No, Marlo she really is the shit. And that girl, people call it a landmark TV show because it was about a single girl. She had a fucking boyfriend the entire damn show. It was her fiance. They were engaged, weren't they?
And her dad completely ran her life. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, it was not that. It was no Mary Tyler Moore show. Very different. But I will say she is. She is an activist, and she is still working, going at it to this day. And we still see her. She still appears on back when we could go to the movies in the before times. She would be up there. What was the charity?
St. Jude.
Oh, St. Jude's, of course, because Danny Thomas, her dad, yeah. So, yeah, she'd appear on the screen and be like, "Hi, I'm Marlo Thomas." And
she's 83.
She does have Lucille Ball voice.
She smoked pot her entire life.
Yeah. You already hear it starting in the 70s.
But free to be you and me, free to be. Oh, God, did you have that album, David? Free to be you and me.
I did not. And I did watch the special, and I don't remember any of it. I need to revisit it because I remember loving it, and I know it's beloved. And what is it? Is it kind of like a diversity, love yourself?
Yes.
Kind of a you are special.
There's a song called It's Okay to Cry.
Oh. I mean, it wasn't when we were kids, but that's nice that someone wrote that song.
And if you did cry, you'd get something to cry about.
Bless. But this is a 1977 remake. We chose it because of the holiday season, and in the Facts of Life adjacent realm, this stars our beloved Cloris Leachman.
And two other Facts of Life crossovers. Don't know if you knew that.
I want to go through a lot of the supporting cast because they are all familiar faces. Every time I turned around, I was like, "Oh my God!" and "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
But what we've got here is a remake of the Frank Capra 1946 classic, It's a Wonderful Life. And I'm going to operate under the assumption that most everybody listening to this is somewhat familiar with It's a Wonderful Life. And I really personally was not. That's not a movie I watched a lot of growing up. And I did rewatch it before this to reacquaint myself just to be sure. And I'm glad I did. So the title comes from another Frank Capra movie called It Happened One Night, which is one of his comedies. Yeah. And so they combined it. It Happened One Christmas. Combine them together. Salute to Mr. Capra. I approve. Absolutely. It originally broadcast on Sunday, December 11th of 1977. Normally, the $6 Million Man would have been on ABC. I'm not sure if this preempted it or if there was another Christmas special. Now, on the tvtango.com, which is where I go to look and see what else was playing that same night when this premiered, all it shows is CBS, where we've got your 60 Minutes at 7 p.m., and then Rhoda, On Our Own. Do you remember On Our Own? Mm-mm. On Our Own was a short-lived buddy show, two gals who lived together and worked together, kind of like a Laverne and Shirley thing. What On Our Own is notable for is one of the stars of it was the actress who played young Dorothy Zbornak whenever they would do the flashbacks on Golden Girls.
Oh.
She was one of the stars. And that actress's name is, I just looked it up, Linny Green. And the other star of that show was Bess Armstrong. Bess Armstrong would go on to do a few other TV shows and some movies, right? Wasn't she in like if you see Bess Armstrong, you recognize her. She's done stuff. She went on to do stuff too. So, but
she's not in It Happened One Christmas.
No, she was on the other network running simultaneously, as was All in the Family, Alice, and the Carol Burnett Show, which I was like, Carol Burnett on Sunday night? But this is the final season of the Carol Burnett Show. And then on NBC, we would have had probably The Wonderful World of Disney and probably some type of a movie known as The Big Event was what they called their Sunday night at the movies thing like that. So, yeah. Do you want to go over who wrote and directed it briefly? Making air quotes
sure.
with briefly. Now, it was directed by Donald Rye. That is W-R-Y-E. And after this, he directed the movie Ice Castles. Remember Ice Castles?
Please don't let this feeling end.
We forgot about the flowers. But then after that, it looks like he kind of went back to doing mostly TV movies. And he has a lot of TV movies to his credit. Look him up on IMDb. What, do I have to do everything? I'm not your fucking mother. Come on. And then...
they are paying for this. I mean,
yeah, well, they're not paying for me to be their research analyst. They're paying for you and me to make pithy comments about this. And speaking of pithy comments, the writer... Now, there's some air quotes that need to happen. The writer of this movie,
Why?
Lionel Chetwynd, Chetwynd. I'd like to buy a vowel, please. The adaptation, this film, do you have a lot of recollection of the original It's a Wonderful Life?
It wasn't in heavy play when I was growing up because Jamie Stewart was what my mother and grandmother referred to, and I believe I've mentioned this before on this show or others. Jimmy Stewart was what my grandmother and mother called a puke.
Oh, that's where you've referred to other people as a puke. I didn't know that was something you inherited.
Yeah.
They didn't like, God, I thought every woman over the age of 50 in the 70s was like damp in the drawers for him.
Yeah.
Really?
I know the cheese stands alone, I guess, but yeah.
Wow.
So we know. And also, honestly, growing up, Donna Reed, I don't get it. I never understood her appeal. I tried watching her TV show that was on for apparently 15 years or something.
Yeah, crazy, yeah.
But
I never watched it, never did. It might have been Ken Reed on his show, where basically he says it's a good show. It's kind of your typical 50s sitcom family thing, but a lot of what drives it is her being really neurotic, like her overreacting to things and making a big deal and mountains out of molehills. I don't know. Tutti Fruities, did you watch the Donna Reed show? Tell us about it. What did you think of it? Would be interested to hear.
Did you watch It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm in the minority that I am not as familiar with it. I think most people did watch it. But this is a good moment to bring in the fact that It's a Wonderful Life was not considered a classic until after this. Part of why they made this, because you'd think to yourself, who would make a remake of Why? Why bother to do this? But the fact is they were looking to update it because the movie wasn't in heavy rotation and it really hadn't tipped over into being a classic because it hadn't fallen into the public domain yet, at which time every TV station started running it around the holidays 24 hours a day. And that's when, just due to being overfed the movie, kind of like Christmas Story, where everybody suddenly knew the movie and it became a classic. That we were not there yet. So doing this was kind of an attempt to, let's revive the story and see if we can update it and let people experience it a little differently. Yeah. But back to that, with that in mind, that's why there is surprisingly little adaptation here. The story tracks almost scene by scene with the Jimmy Stewart original. And that was surprising to me. I thought there was going to be a little bit more going on with that, particularly with the gender swap, particularly with Marlo Thomas being such a feminist that I thought it would be able to touch upon some more women's issues. And it unfortunately doesn't really do that.
I mean, there are things that happen to her that imply what a strong woman she was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's her, what do you call it? Her underplaying it.
Yeah. But I mean, in the writing and the plot, you would have thought there would have been something more about, you would have thought there'd be something more about her being a woman who owns a business. Like, she's the head of the board, and the board won't continue with the business unless it is her, because of her idealism and her mindset. It's kind of interesting where, on one hand, you wish they had made a bigger deal out of, she's a woman who runs a business. That's not done. And on the flip side, I think that almost weakens the movie a little bit, because for how compassionate and how empathetic this character is, the George Bailey character, the Jimmy Stewart equivalent, in female form, there is kind of a sense of, well, yeah, I would hope she would be this way. It's men who are the fucking assholes out there who don't give a shit about people and only care about money. But yeah. Before I go on, Lionel Chetwynd, who did the adaptation, he did do a lot of writing after this. Nothing particularly high profile, but there's a lot of political and or historical movies and series. So this seems to be a little bit off brand for him, because everything else seems to have governmental, historical things happening with it. And the music was written by the wonderful Steve Lawrence. Not Steve Lawrence of Steve and Edie Gourmet.
Damn
no.
it.
This is Stephen J. Lawrence. And guess what other music he wrote, Matthew?
What other music did he write, David?
Free to Be You and Me.
Oh, so Marlo was comfortable with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for her.
And Free to Be You and Me was 1972, so it does predate this. And I like the music, other than it is a little 70s TV movie, a lot of clarinet going on there. A lot of clarinet.
It didn't stand out to me. Like, I wasn't, it's not like listening to Star Wars where you're like, oh, well, that's a good song right there.
Yeah. For those who don't know the general plot of It's a Wonderful Life, you always hear it is about every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Well, this is the movie about an angel who is sent down to Earth to help one George Bailey in the original. It becomes Mary Bailey in this one. And the angel finds George in deep, deep distress on Christmas Eve. And so when George wishes that he had never been born, the angel grants his wish, and he gets to move about through his hometown as though he had never been born, did not exist, nobody knows him, and he sees how different and changed the town is, and how much worse off it and everybody he knows is, because they never crossed paths with him. So he stops wishing that. The angel lets him be alive again. And because George's mind has changed and everything turns out good, the angel gets his wings. Ta-da. What I was not prepared for, Matthew, was that the original movie is 2 hours and 11 minutes long.
Yeah.
Holy fuck balls.
Well, this one was 2 hours, wasn't it?
This was an hour 50.
Yeah.
For a TV movie, it must have run 2.5 hours, I guess. Or, I mean, that's long. Typically, you'd have a 90-minute movie would be 2 hours with commercials. So, yeah. But the thing that's interesting that I had forgotten is that the whole concept of wishing you hadn't been born and then experiencing what would life have been if you hadn't been born, that's the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it's only Christmas on the last 20 minutes.
And yeah, everything else of that is just this lovely romantic comedy of watching the ascent of Jimmy Stewart's character, him sort of collecting his ideals and his idealism, and wishing to get out of his small town, Bedford Falls. That's, everyone knows Bedford Falls. It's a Wonderful Life. And even though a series of life events prevent him from ever getting out and experiencing the world and moving on to bigger and better things, the idea of the movie is that his life wasn't a waste, and he created so much good on a small scale in his community. But the bulk of the movie is the build up to that and the, courtship of him and his girlfriend, future wife, and then the birth of his children, and then meeting the bad guy who wants to take over the town and close down his lending business because money,
And for some reason, every horrible thing that happens to her happens on the same day. Like, it's always like, oh, this is the day I'm leaving for Paris. Wait, what? You're going to war?
Yeah.
You find that all out in an hour? Like,
Yeah.
it's just, that's a lot.
Yeah, off we go on our honeymoon. What? There's a run on the bank? I have to run back to work.
On my wedding day.
Yeah. But the original does that too. This is
yeah, I get it. It's just it's like Jesus, better in this home, aren't we?
Yeah,
like we're beating this dead horse. But it kind of it does make you kind of put this in the category with Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie?
Oh, I think it is.
Just because the last 20 minutes it ends on Christmas, that makes it a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think if anything, you could say it's a flawed Christmas movie because it's, an hour and 50 minutes of exposition leading up to the story that is the Christmas, which is the last 20. But
you find yourself almost saying, Jesus, when is she going to try to kill herself? Come on.
Oh, yes. So, but let's kind of fixate again a little more on this writing and the adaptation. They didn't even change the time period. I thought for sure if it was done in 1977, maybe they could have transposed the time period so that it could coincide more with the feminist movement and a time when she would have had a lot more opportunities at her disposal. I mean, the idea is that she's just supposed to go off to Paris and be a writer, I think, is the first dream that's dashed by the death of her father. In the original, Jimmy Stewart wants to go off and travel with the intent that he was going to find a school and study, I think. So it was just interesting that I don't have it completely mapped out in my head how they would have done that. But it just seems to me that if you're going to gender swap it, therefore, there's got to be a more feminist bent to it. I'm surprised they didn't try to just modernize the story. If it took place in 1977, because it takes place over about 30 years.
And Marlowe plays all 30 of them.
Yeah, yes. Am I right? The beginning is like 1916, and that's when she's a kid. When
40 years. It's 40 years, because like when she's born, I mean, she's like 5 or whatever in the first scene. Or 5 or 6. But then at the end,
class of 20.
The angel says, she's not old, but she's not young, because they say she's 40.
Yeah. I think that makes sense, because it was welcome class of 28. It was the graduation party thing took place in 1928, and it ends in 1946, which is the year of the original film. It brings it up to modern day. So it is actually, Marlo Thomas is actually playing less than a 20-year span. And
she's
she
16 in one scene. She's 16.
In real life, she is 40. Absolutely.
And it is, actually, she turned 40 like the week that this was released. So she was 39 while they were filming it. But it reminded me of Judy Garland's Me and My Shadows, when Judy Davis took over for Judy Garland. One scene too early. One scene too early.
Yeah, we have Tammy Blanchard playing childhood Judy Garland up to teenager and Wizard of Oz. And then Meet Me in St. Louis.
Suddenly 60-year-old Judy Davis riding a trolley.
Clang, clang, clang. But yeah, so it surprised me that the time period was the same. And we always have curious things in the 70s when they do a period piece. They do get some of the costumes right. Some of the costuming is actually, I was very impressed and I liked it. But damn, it's like hair and makeup people had no earthly idea how to style hair that wasn't contemporary.
My God, it is one of those things that I just can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of the reasons that I can't watch like movies like Funny Girl, because every woman in that movie has a beehive haircut.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
has cat eyeliner on.
Yeah.
And I will say it is the only flaw, other than Patrick Swayze, with Dirty Dancing. The fact that it's supposed to be 1962 and Jennifer Grey has a Barbra Streisand Star is Born perm.
A blunt cut perm like you would have in 1988 or whenever Dirty Dancing was out. Yes.
87.
Yeah. My other thought is Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, which takes place in the 60s, but we flash back to the night of the cotillion. And there's all, at this point, Charlotte is supposed to be young and only, late teens. And the other girls have bouffant, teased up crowns, hairdos. They look like the Shangri-Las and the chenilles. And you're like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be taking place in the 30s?
Bunch of hair hoppers is what they are.
I believe it is naturally stiff. Tracy Turnblad, how am I supposed to negotiate pleats? I left my iron on.
I'm trying to iron in here.
Yeah.
When you're the only one doing a Baltimore accent, it only makes it sound wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Turn that racket down.
Bless his heart, actually trying to act.
Tracy Turnblad, my dot pills wearing off. Oh, Wilbur, I love you. Fads keep fading, Castro's invading, and where did my dialect go? Okay, Hairspray, that's a whole other kettle of whatevers. So yeah, the hair is, at least at the very least, when she's playing 16-year-old in the late 1920s, Marlowe does have a hairdo that is above her shoulders, and I love it. It looked great. A little too big, but at least it was something short and not 1970s only. It kind of could walk that line. But by the time we move into the 30s and 40s, her hair gets longer. It ends in the 40s. And you do see women with the barrel curls, with the snoods, and Marlowe has her hair in a bun, a Mrs. Garrett balloon knot. And
her balloon knot is much larger than Mrs. Garrett's, though.
Yeah. Marlowe Thomas has a bigger balloon knot than Charlotte Rae, that's for sure.
But even when she's running around and it's just that long flowing wig, I think it's probably a fall because it's some of her hair, I think. But it's just like that 70s Gloria Swanson loose long hair that is just Gloria Swanson, not Gloria Swanson. Gloria Steinem.
Gloria Steinem, yeah.
That long straight hair that was just awful.
Yeah, well, because what happens is the bun comes out as the day goes on. Of course, order gives way to chaos, and what better way to express that than with hair? So, yeah, as her hair comes out and she's running around and suicidal and meeting her guardian angel, at this point her hair is just long. It's fucking Marlowe Thomas 1977 hair. It's nothing. Period about it. You're like, no. Ugh. We really don't need to discuss Wayne Rogers in the role of the husband in the Donna Reed role, because he is the best word I can come up with is he's fine.
The best word I can come up with him is he is handsome.
Okay. 1977, handsome.
When he's near, I don't know. I thought he was handsome today, but I mean, when he smiles at her at the beginning of that movie, I was like, oh, I wouldn't go to college either. Oh, God. Oh, if a man that looked like that smiled at me, I'd be like, take me here, take me now. Don't do me this away.
Okay. I mean, for 1977, I don't think he was as attractive as, say a John Ritter or an Adrian Zemed. Oh, come on.
Take that back right now. You take that back.
What? You don't think John Ritter... We've had this conversation before. You think John Ritter's a puke.
Puke. He's such a puke.
Wayne Rogers is no John Schneider on the Dukes of Hazzard. Come on.
Well, I'll give you that. Okay, you win. All right, I'll give you that.
I'm just saying, he is handsome. He is fine.
But you're making him out like he's a boss hog almost.
No, but he ain't no Lyle Waggoner. Now, if that had been Lyle Waggoner, the movie would have been over in 10 minutes. It would have been like, I'm going to hit this till I break it, bitch.
I wonder why it wasn't in 1977. I wonder why they didn't.
He was just starting Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was 76 to 79. But anyhow, Wayne Rogers had been on MASH, by the way, but we need not discuss him. Casting, continuing with the casting. Orson Welles as the bad guy.
Yeah. Well,
bravo. It doesn't require much of him.
Oh, he's not acting. He's just sitting in a wheelchair saying his lines, happy as a pig in a blanket. I mean,
because he doesn't have to walk, and because he's smoking a cigar constantly,
incessantly,
constantly. So there's that. But then at the beginning of the movie, we do hear the voices of the angels as they did in the original, where it's like, oh, Mary Bailey is in crisis this Christmas Eve. We need to send a guardian angel. Well, who do we have? Well, all we have is Clara. Clara. Oh, fuck shit.
I thought it was kind of dryly funny because the way he timed it, he goes, who do we have? We have Clara. Who else?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I kind of went,
no.
When he did
I don't disagree with you on that at all. But then when they do call for Clara, and the idea is the whole movie is flashback. I guess it's God bringing Clara up to speed to understand what Marlo Thomas has been through that leads her to this suicidal Christmas Eve. But when we finally hear Clara, we hear this little voice, and it's talking in an English accent, in this sort of little Cupid doll accent. And it took me a while before I realized, oh, wait, that's Cloris Leachman.
And that's when you enter the applause that Jan Brady would have gotten. Just when you mention her name. It was Cloris Leachman.
Yes. Bravissima. Because honestly, she can do no wrong. I think,
except with the choice of this. What was that choice of the
dialect?
British? Yeah. She could have been so much funnier. And they really did miss a lot of opportunities for comedy with her because she's so funny.
Well,
and
I will take it to you. No, I don't disagree with you. This brings up an interesting point, because when you look up It Happened One Christmas on Wikipedia, it says it is a 1977 American made-for-television Christmas fantasy comedy film.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, fantasy comedy? I'm going to say it. I think that there was more of a strain of lightness and comedy in Frank Capra's original because of all the characters in the street, because of Jimmy Stewart. This film did have kind of an intensity in its commitment, and it's not until Cloris Leachman appears is there any sense of whimsy going on.
Yeah, this one did take itself very seriously.
Yeah. And I mean, part of it is Capra. Capra never saw a crowd he didn't love. Holy fuckballs, does he love his crowd scenes?
Yeah.
This doesn't start spending the money on that until the end. Smart, very smart choice. But the population of the town, the busyness of the scenes, and people walking up and pat each other on the back, and hey, did you see the paper today? And I gotta make a delivery. Oh my God, look at the shoe shine boy. That's not there. But there's the character of the uncle, of Uncle Bill / Uncle Willie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a comedic actor giving a comedic performance about someone literally with early Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is that are they being more woke by not making that a funny thing? But I don't think they touched on it enough that there was an illness there. He just seemed like a sad old man to me that was always like that. like you said, they make him like he's a wacky old guy, and he's forgetful.
Yeah.
40s one, but in this one he's just a guy who's just the loser brother that knows he's the loser and hates his life.
Yeah, it's a much more tragic tragic comic character, and again, there's no comic there. It's really kind of tragic. They could have written him some funnier dialogue or made him dottier, because there was nothing there for. It's not like he had dialogue that he was playing wrong. He's just just wasn't. It was not there.
Same with Cloris Leachman. She just wasn't given the comedy to do. It just like that's a pretty funny part, because he is. I mean, anyway, the character of the angel has such an interesting angle on the play or on the show because of how he's seeing it and what's in it for him. But at the same time, anyway. I can't explain what I'm trying to say, but there was room for comedy. There was room for comedy that they didn't use with Cloris Leachman, and I wish they would have.
Yes, it's the fact that the angel is not of this world. The angel could show up and almost be saying to Marlo Thomas, "Lighten the fuck up, girl."
Well, and I was just thinking like stupid things. Like there's a scene where she goes, "Where's my car?" She's from like a Dickensian era.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how funny would it have been to have Cloris Leachman be like, "What's a car?"
Yeah. Oh no! Do you think your horses are all right?
like hitting the car. Like, what the hell is this machine? Oh,
that would be funny to have her experiencing the world in the bar and yeah, you're right.
But I mean, I guess she's an angel, so she's seen it and like she know. I don't know, but there was just so many places I thought, oh, that would have been funny.
Yeah,
but,
she supposedly watched the movie with us as a viewer, and but she does. This is not to say that she doesn't find some quirkiness and some things in there. Cloris Leachman is the master at doing that.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, watch the pilot episode of Wonder Woman where she plays Wonder Woman's mom, and it becomes a different TV show in her scenes because it's Cloris. She is so influential in her presence that it just makes it a little bit wackier.
She's the only, her and Martha Plimpton together on Raising Hope is some of the best television that has ever been filmed.
I never watched that show and I heard such good things about it.
It's great.
Yeah, and I love Martha Plimpton. Absolutely, thumbs up.
She's
right
goddamn brilliant. We should mention that Uncle Willie, the sad sack, is played by Barney Martin. What a great name!
The Wonderful.
He looks like a Barney Martin.
He does.
And, most people will remember him who are listening to this as the Cheese Man from the Golden Girls episode in season 7 when Betty White goes out on a date and with the Cheese Man, who's been on the lookout for Miles, and that's the reason Miles is in the witness protection program. Really, David, you're looking at me like I'm talking out my butthole.
No, I remember that. I'm not as, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of Golden Girls. When you say that, I remember. But it's not, I don't remember that it was him. You see, I would say Barney Martin, or as my family would have said it growing up, Barney Martin. The year before this, he was in the original Broadway cast of the musical Chicago in the role of Amos. And so the first recording of Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane, should have been my name, Mr. Cellophane. That was Barney Martin, ladies and gentlemen. And I think an even higher profile role that he has under his belt in the grand scheme of television, he played Seinfeld's dad on Seinfeld.
Yeah. That's where straight people would recognize him from.
Yeah. What is his thing? I sold raincoats for 40 years. Isn't that his thing? He was a raincoat salesman.
I've never seen an episode of Seinfeld, so
wow.
I'm a homosexual, David.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Really?
No, it's true. It's true.
Yep.
Maybe you remember him from his star turn in Arthur 2 on the Rocks.
Where he worked with Liza.
So anyway, go ahead.
But you started a lovely string here that I did want to cover, talking about how many familiar character actors pop up in this.
Yeah.
We have the owner of the drugstore. Remember at the beginning of the movie, there's a drugstore owner who is distraught after a family tragedy. And you know how drugstores have medicine and poison on the same shelf next to each other?
And in a bottle labeled poison. Mm-hmm.
Well, he almost accidentally prescribes poison to a kid, and it is, in the original, it's Jimmy Stewart. In this, because a girl wouldn't work at a drugstore. You see, this is it. You gender swap it, and then you're taking away her power because she doesn't work at the drugstore. She's the girl hanging out at the counter. So was she part of, like, alerting him?
Yeah, she said, "Sir," and because he's all upset, making
Yeah.
it because his son died the day before.
Yeah.
They have to bring that up for some weird reason. Like he couldn't just be flustered. Like
Yeah.
they had to be like, he's upset because his son died. Whoa, that is dark.
That's, yeah.
Okay.
At the beginning of the movie.
Cheese and
Yeah.
crackers. This has gotten dark real quick. But yeah, she points out that he poured the poison into the prescription. So
then later, if she hadn't been born, he would have poisoned the child, and he basically gone to prison and comes back a drunk, homeless person. But it is played by the wonderful Dick O'Neill. And from where do we know Dick O'Neill, Matthew?
Oh my God, so many things, but mainly from 2 episodes of The Facts of Life, David.
Ding, 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 ding. He's in the shoplifting episode. He plays the store security manager that Mrs. Garrett flirts with, and at the end of the episode says that she got his phone number. So she alluded to the fact that they were gonna maybe go out on a date, but we never heard anything about it. And then we're at the time of this recording, we've just started season 6 on Let's Face the Facts. Is it this season where he comes back as a love interest for Charlotte Rae, but not in the same character as the security guard?
He is Ryan Cassidy, who is living at that point in the attic. He is his father. I can see where you might have made that leap because it is the episode 2 Guys from Appleton, where the 2 guys from Mrs. Garrett's past come back into her life.
But it's not a romantic person from her past?
I don't remember. That's in season 6, David. So God knows who you're going to have for that episode.
It's coming up. It might be you.
Hopefully somebody that you can explain the whole show to. But he was also in an episode of your favorite show, Partners in Crime, starring Linda Carter and the wonderful
Lonnie Anderson. We got to find those, man. I would love to watch some of those together. That would be great. Moving on. The mother, George Bailey's mother, is a fairly prominent character in the original. Well, in this, she's a little less of a presence in the film, but it's played by Doris Roberts, the wonderful Emmy Award winner, from best known as the mom in Everybody Loves Raymond.
She's basically the mom in everything, for God's sake.
She was the mom on Angie, the wonderful Donna Pescow sitcom.
Since 1977, she's been playing a mom.
It's true. She's one of those where when she was 30, she looked like she was 45, just always as the mom.
She was 10 years older than Marlo Thomas.
Was she? Yeah. Wow. Littler people in the show. There are 2 friends of the married couple of Marlo Thomas and Wayne Rogers. Their names are Ernie and Bert. I shit you not. I shit you not. Ernie is played by Archie Hahn. Archie Hahn is a big character actor. He's been around in a bunch of things, and he was also on Whose Line Is It Anyway, the English version in the early 90s. I first saw him on that, so I'm like, oh, that's that improv guy. And then this other big character actor named Morgan Upton plays Bert. There is a weird scene where after the big run on the bank, at which point Marlo Thomas has abandoned her honeymoon plans, these 2 friends show up with a limousine, and they're kind of playing out the "Madame, your presence is requested," blah, blah, blah. And the whole lead up is to bring her to the dilapidated rundown house that the husband always dreamed of buying and fixing up someday. In the original was the wife. This one, it's the husband. But afterwards, the two of them are sitting out on the front stoop, giving them their privacy, but they're out there singing a love song to kind of add some mood. They're getting a little cuddly and close there. Bert and Ernie singing a love song in harmony, perfect pitch. Just saying. May have had some early homosexuals here.
I wouldn't put it past Marlo Thomas to put a gay couple into her 1977 television movie.
Because she is woke.
Amazing. She's woke and amazing.
We do love her. And by the way, if there are any young people, and by young people, I mean, under 40, Marlo Thomas was Rachel's mom on Friends, Jennifer Aniston's mom on Friends. If you don't know where she ended up after this, that was her that was her highest, most visible role after that girl in the 60s.
And you can YouTube the episode of The Donahue Show that she was the guest star on and watch them fall in love in 1 hour. It is the sweetest. It is amazing to watch.
Oh, I need to watch that. That was, of course, 1980 when she married Phil Donahue, to whom she is still married to this day.
Also very woke.
Oh, God, yes. Jesus. We have Gino Conforti is the actor who plays Orson Welles' sidekick. He was the barber in Man of La Mancha. He played a cardinal in Angels and Demons in 2009. That was of the Da Vinci Code movies. There were 3 of them. Only the middle one was good. First one and the last one were awful. The middle one, this is the good one. And he was in 6 episodes of Three's Company as Felipe, the Latino short order cook, food prep cook at the Angelino's restaurant where Jack worked. And he was always bitter because he thought he should have been promoted to chef when Jack was hired. So he was kind of this fun little antagonist. And of course, Jack would go on to purchase Angelino's restaurant. And that's the future Jack's Bistro in the awful spin-off sitcom post Three's Company called Three's a Crowd.
Oof.
But Matthew.
Yeah.
Who is the most surprising supporting player in all of this?
Cliff Norton.
Cliff Norton?
He plays Martini, the bar owner.
Did you recognize he in something? I don't know.
He was also on an episode of Facts of Life.
Shut up! Cliff Norton, what did he play?
Season 5 in the episode Next Door. Well, if you remember correctly, Jean Smart is the working mother who tells the boy from Mr. Mom that he can't open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played Mr. Hanson. I don't know who Mr. Hanson was in that episode, but he played him.
I went back and looked this up. He's the guy that comes up from the basement and is like, well, I fixed your furnace. And the problem is the pilot light or something. Remember Joe had not fixed the furnace?
Joe's B story. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's B story. He's the guy that basically says, she screwed it up, but because she screwed it up, it could have been a lot worse with a gas leak. So the gas leak wasn't Joe's fault. In fact, it helped alert them sooner. And then Joe decides she wants to go with him. Like, she's like, can I come along? And he's like, really? You're going to punish me like this? And then as he leaves, he looks out and says, hey, I'm the one driving. Great character actor. I remember we really liked him when I did the show. So,
I think the actor you're referring to was a surprise to everyone. Mm-hmm. And yet not a surprise to anyone is the wonderful Corky St. Clair.
Yes, Corky St. Clair. One of his early roles before Waiting for Guffman.
And I say that because he could not be any more Corky St. Clair.
Oh, you think so?
Oh my God, he's gayer than a glory hole with a peacock standing at it.
No, I didn't think so.
God,
we're talking
if he were
about
any gayer, he'd be on the Judy Garland Christmas special.
We are talking about in the role of the brother, which is an important role in both versions of this. The role of Marlo Thomas's brother is played by a young, unknown Christopher Guest. And we're referring to Corky St. Clair. That's the character he does in Waiting for Guffman. But no, he doesn't talk like that with this voice.
I got married.
I think he is delightful, and
Oh,
Christopher
my.
Guest is straight anyway. He's not playing it gay.
He's also married to who?
Jamie Lee Curtis. What are you shrugging for?
Play the diesel horn. Play the
No,
diesel horn.
I'm not going to play the diesel. Is Jamie Lee Curtis rumored to be a lesbian?
She is rumored to have both sets.
What?
You did not know
Hasn't she been naked and stuff? I mean, hasn't she done nudity?
Maybe shown her titties.
I mean, definitely shown her titties. But
I don't know that you've ever seen full vag.
Wow. Well, I was not aware of any of this rumor or speculation. I mean, to me, I think Christopher he was so unassuming as the brother. It was only in one of the close-ups well into the movie did I go, wait a minute, who is that? I know that. I didn't see any trace of him doing his crazy character work, because this is a few years before Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap is still a good, 5 or 6 or 7 years down the road.
He's like John Waters. He's a terrible actor, so he has to produce and create his own stuff.
Oh, no. You've seen The Princess Bride.
No, I never have.
He's the villain in The Princess Bride, and he is magnificent. You won't have anything said against Marlo Thomas. I declare a moratorium.
All right.
On any shit talk about Christopher Guest.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
God. Okay. So that pretty much gets us through, I believe, the notable supporting cast of surprisingly familiar faces. And there's others too where you're like, oh yeah, that guy, or I'm sure I've seen it there. Yeah. So it should be noted, we've been talking about Cloris and what she did with this role. I think in addition to the humor and the lightness, she did bring a vulnerability, as well as there is no vanity about this. The 60s and into the 70s, those were the decades of the false eyelashes and the overdone makeup. And Cloris looks like she has some blush on her cheeks and her nose to give her that sort of been out in the cold Dickensian caroler sort of a look. I don't even think she's got mascara on.
And Diana Eden kind of alluded to this as well. If it's for the character, that is the most important thing to Cloris Leachman.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't care what she looks like as long as the character looks like she thinks it should.
Yeah.
So I think, she's an actress, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, there's no vanity about her artistry.
No.
She's like, nope, it's all about the work and the character.
Like Betty Davis shaving her head to play Queen Elizabeth. All the way back.
Yes. and
Imagine
yeah, what Diana,
if she hadn't gotten the role.
we're going in a different direction.
Showed up like this. Wait, what? We're going where?
I have a 7 head right now. What are you talking about? But yes, and if this is 1977, this is the same year that Mel Brooks's High Anxiety came out. And I just looked it up. It came out on Christmas Day, like a couple of weeks after this was High Anxiety. And of course, that's got the amazing Cloris creation of Nurse Diesel with the gigantic shoulder pads up by her ears and the enormous cone-shaped breasts, and again, no makeup, other than I think they added a mustache to her. And yeah, she's awesome. And she was nominated for an Emmy for this performance. She's not even in 20 minutes of the movie. It's not a lot.
Yeah, that was very strange.
But
when the hell was Young Frankenstein, for Christ's sake?
That was
72?
Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein.
74. Okay.
Yeah. Young Frankenstein was 74. Yeah. And that's fine. I will point out, it's interesting how at the beginning when they're talking about, do we have someone else that we could send? And he says, she's been here 200 years and she hasn't really learned much I think is what he says.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if she's been there 200 years and now it's 1977, why is she dressed up in Dickensian garb, which is 1840s is when A Christmas Carol takes place, if you want to get literal here. That's 1840s.
And she does reference the 19th century at one point. She says that it's like a throwaway line. She goes, "This 19th century, or very popular in the 19th century," or something like that. She makes a reference to the 19th century.
Yeah.
Which would imply the 1800s.
Right. But if she's been there 200 years, that would get us to 1777. So if she died, if she's been an angel trying to earn her wings for 200 years, if she died in 1777, she should be dressed more like our founding fathers' wives than like a character out of A Christmas Carol. But of course, if you're going to do it Dickensian, of course, that's fucking Christmas. I get why they made that choice. So it could have been, well, she's been here 120 years and she hasn't learned anything. They could have literally pinpointed why she looks that way with the change of one number in one line of dialogue.
Yeah.
But who the fuck am I?
But she even makes reference to her dress. She goes, "Yes, I was lucky enough to be buried in it." Also, interesting fact about in I think season 8 or 9, The Facts of Life does this storyline with Cloris Leachman as George Bailey.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they take an episode where she wishes she hadn't come to Peekskill. And Santa Claus shows her what it would be like if she had not come to Peekskill.
Bless. I can't wait to watch that, Jim. I'm sure it's a humdinger. So the last thing that I have in my notes that I just wanted to point out, this holds true for both versions of the story. And this is a little bit of a critique to the original as well as this one, that when the angel says, "Okay, you weren't born, you're done." And then when George/Mary they go to the bar and everything is different and everybody is acting differently. And
suddenly you expect to see 3 black girls walking by singing Skid Row.
But the thing is, they originally go to the bar. The car is missing. That's the first sign. And we have the whole thing of George's ear. Suddenly he can hear in his ear. It's kind of cool. One good thing is that she crashes the car and she bangs like her eyebrow, like right on her brow bone. And she's got a cut there and a bruise. So you do get a sense that she could be like, is this just a concussion? Am I hallucinating this? So I kind of like that component. But suddenly it's like the bruise is gone. And suddenly everything is different. But in spite of going to this bar and seeing people and they are not who you remember them to be and nobody remembers you, then it's like, well, I'm still going to go to this. I'm going to go and talk to the cab driver. He doesn't know who you are. I'm going to go home and look for my wife. She doesn't know who you are. It's like, okay, what part of you were never born and you've experienced my magical abilities as an angel by my appearing and disappearing? What part of that is unclear to you?
That no one is going to remember you.
Yeah. Those people don't.
Maybe it's because they went to that bar and all she had to drink was an eggnog.
That he spills, by the way, when he walks up to her and he says hi. And he spills a little bit on the side of the glass. Yeah, maybe that's playing into it too. But here's the deal. In the original, he finds Mary. He finds his wife. And she's like an ugly unibrow spinster. They do. Well, in this, she finds him. She finds Wayne Rogers working at a garage. And she's like, she says his name is George and her name is Mary. They swap the names. And she's like, "George, it's Mary." And he's like, "Well, hey, Mary, this bitch looks like Marlo Thomas. She's hot." So she says, know me, please know me. And he's like, yeah, Mary. And she hugs him like, oh, you know me. And he's like, well, actually, I don't know you, but lady, we could have a nice time or
Yeah,
something.
we could.
We could
And
have
I
a
would've-
party.
Yeah, I would have been like, okay, where did you want to go?
Yeah. No.
We'll get back to this
No.
whole Christmas thing. Nobody remembers me. We'll get back to that after
Yeah, we'll
this.
get back to that exactly. Just let's run into over onto the lube rack and anyhow, my thing is at an auto place, they have a lube for lube jobs.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
but the thing is, he's like, whatever, and she realizes he doesn't know her. He's just faking. And he's like, well, whatever. Okay. And he says, all right, well, whatever, come on. And he's grabbing her by the hand and starting to kind of walk her inside. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
How did your not being born turn him into a rapist? Because I think that's kind of what he had in mind. I mean, it would have almost been, wouldn't it have been much more touching? The moment is broken by the cop car because the cops were chasing her for acting up at the bar. So thankfully she's able to escape his grasp. But my thing is like, okay, so he was going to rape her. Wouldn't it have been much more poignant to have him be like, yeah, Mary, and have her hug him and say, oh God, you know me. And then have her ask him a question and have him be like, yeah, I think we've met, but I'm sorry, really, I don't. And have her be freaked out and then make him still be a nice guy. Have her see that he's now just this poor rundown guy that never found love or something. And have him say, lady, are you okay? Do you need me to call you some help or something? You really seem confused. Read the room, not, you look like you're needing a poke in there, disoriented lady. So in both movies, we have the issue of, guys, when are you going to catch the fuck on to what is happening that you have explicitly been told is happening?
Yeah.
And then the rape is the possible rape is a little bit disturbing.
Well, it's a little bit like, I mean, they could have cast Bill Cosby in that part.
Oh, no.
Because, hey, David.
Hey, Matthew.
Do you know what Bill Cosby and Santa Claus have in common?
What do Bill Cosby and Santa Claus have in common?
They only come when you're sleeping.
Oh.
Come on. I've been trying to figure out how to work that in, but you brought up rape. That's your fault. That's on you. Question. I have a question.
Wait, you think there's anything more to be said after that? Really?
Yes. I have one last thing. My huge problem with this whole story is Mr. Potter never gets his comeuppance.
Oh, you are so right.
I would something, dear scriptwriter, dear screenwriter, something to like Scrooge, make him realize I need to give this money back that I stole.
Yeah.
From Uncle Willie, because he did steal the money and knew he had the money.
Yeah.
So it's not like there was, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have been so angry about him not getting his comeuppance, because he just stayed an angry old man. But the fact that he stole from them and got off scot-free for it, it left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yes, I could not agree with you more, because at the very least, it should have been discovered that he took and held the money deliberately. Because at the end, the whole thing is that, okay, this money is missing. And since your books check out, but there's missing money, that is a possible fraudulent activity for which Mary could go to jail. That's a thing. So the idea is that with him threatening to put her in jail to take over the town, he needed to be the one to go to jail. That's your Wile E. Coyote theory of writing.
Or at least have him wheel his ass into that house at the end with the money and be like, here, this is not mine, or something to make him a little bit redeem himself. But I don't know. It didn't it, David.
And have him say, well, fine, you've got the money from all these people. Isn't this a lovely moment? Well, guess what? it doesn't matter. Apparently, whether I have this or not is of no importance. So we'll fight this out another day, another time. But, I'll get you, my pretty.
Yeah.
And then have him wheel himself out of the house and then get hit by a trolley car.
That would have been great.
I would have laughed so hard.
Or have Cloris Leachman as the invisible angel, but we see her push him down the stairs.
Yes.
Just something to just put a button on it, rather than, and when a bell rings, an angel gets us his wings. Ugh. It's like, God help us, everyone. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
But overall, these are little problems and little issues. And that's a problem with the original. You're totally right. And I recommend you look at the Saturday Night Live Lost ending to It's a Wonderful Life that they do, where basically it picks up right at the end of the movie as we know it, where Dana Carvey playing Jimmy Stewart is like, what, wait a minute. What that means that old man Potter's the one behind this whole thing. And they go to his office and they beat the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then the credits roll. It's just literally hilarious. It is giving you what you want. And I think it's what the movie also needs. So Matthew, what special thing have you got going on Christmas tradition-wise? Is there a special anything you always like to do around the holidays?
I don't. Well, I mean, I used to love to bake for people. My mother would always make peanut butter balls. They're called Buckeyes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Those truffle things.
Dot of chocolate on them kind of a thing?
They're dipped in chocolate when you see the peanut butter. I used to bring them to work.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I don't have anybody to make them for. Last year I got a sweater. I mean, I'm hoping this year for a moaner or a screamer. At this point, I'm like a Christmas tree. My balls are purely ornamental, David.
But on to happier things. One thing I like to do is I like to drive around and find big, huge, tacky light displays outside houses. And that's something we can still do. And that's a good thing. And it looks like, if anything, because of the pandemic, people are leaning a little bit harder into that. It's like we need something to bring joy and happy and occupy our time. So I think it's going to be a good year for going out and finding good light displays.
I'll give you Jeff Jones' address. He lives in Ocoee.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's
And our friend Cameron Matthews has actually started up a side hustle because he is so good. He does his own house up.
I asked the stipulations for Cameron. I asked if he could do it while wearing bikini underwear, and they said no. So I'm not having him put one string of lights on my apartment at all.
Clearly someone doesn't want his new business to succeed.
And I said, I'm willing to pay extra for that. It's not like I expect it to come. Could he at least be barefoot? I mean, he's not going to have to get on a roof or anything. It's an apartment. Anyway, that's my Christmas.
Well, to our Tutti Fruities, it is always a great time of year to take stock and be thankful as the year comes to a close. It does look like there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that the pandemic is going to be slowly working its way out of our lives. And Matthew is doing amazing things with his hair. I wish he would let me photograph him so you could see the incredible.
God, absolutely not.
I don't know why. You are beautiful and hilarious.
Gross.
And but Tutti Fruities, Matthew and I both wish you a happy holiday season and a peaceful, prosperous, and healthy new year. If there was ever a time to say a happy and a healthy new year, I think this is the year to say it. Wouldn't you agree?
What?
And on that note, this is David Almeida.
That was David Almeida. Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm Matthew.
Yeah.
Who cares? Nobody cares. I'll be alone on Christmas.
I will call you. I promise. And Tutti Fruities, this was December TV Talkaholics, and we will talk at you next month. Bye.